Hi guys, good morning. Today is Wednesday. Right here, today is Wednesday. And it's a little sunny and a little cloudy outside. So I'm a little chilly and I have a jacket on. Today, we are going to read. I'm going to ask you some questions and then we're going to play outside. Does that sound okay? Thumbs up? Okay. So today, we are going to read a very fun story. It's called Curious George and the Pizza Party. We've been doing pizza all week, so let's continue the theme with our book. So much fun. Okay, here we go. Let's open our story. Did you see? I have our friend Tuttle behind us, and he brought some friends. We'll talk about them after. George, right here. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today, he wasn't just curious, he was excited. So excited. In fact, that he was turning flips and standing on his head. Oh, George, that doesn't look safe. Oh, a little girl in George's building had invited him to her pizza party. George had never been to a pizza party before, but he loved parties and he loved pizza, so he knew it had to be good. George, it's time for the pizza party, said the man with the yellow hat. Have fun and remember to be on your best behavior. Do you think George is going to be on his best behavior, or do you think he's going to get into mischief? Let's find out. George got to the party in perfect time. Hi, George, called the little girl. But oh, what was all of this? The children were wearing puffy white chef's hats and checkered aprons. Oh, so fun. George got a hat and an apron too. The best was yet to come. They weren't just going to eat pizza. They were going to make it too. Everyone will get a piece of pizza dough to roll out and make a special pizza, explained the girl's mother. There were many little lumps of dough, but first, let's play some games, he said. Everyone went into the living room to play Pin the Pepperoni on the Pizza. Have you ever played Pin the Pepperoni on a pizza? Could be fun. Everyone, that is, except George. He was curious about those pieces of dough. George thought and thought, if lots of little pieces of dough were good, maybe one huge piece of dough would be better. Uh-oh, here it comes. He gathered the lumps of dough together and squished and squashed them until they became the very biggest piece of dough he had ever seen. What fun! Maybe rolling it out would be even more fun. Oh dear, George. He's always getting into trouble. George poured flour on the table and he rolled and rolled and rolled the dough with a rolling pin. It was messy work. First he bumped over one of the chairs. Crash! Uh-oh. Then he knocked over the sack of flour. Thump! Oh dear, another mess. The flour looked like snow lying on the ground of the kitchen. George liked snow, though, so he didn't mind at all. Soon he had gotten the dough nice and thin. Look how big it is! Wow. But the thinner it got, the farther it spread out. Before he knew it, the dough was covered the whole table, then the chairs, and then George. Oh my goodness. Oh, George. Without the flour, it started to stick to everything, including George. George stopped to think. Maybe the dough was better off in small pieces after all. Well, George looks happy. He's smiling. George got a pair of scissors and began cutting up the dough into lots of different shapes. He thought everyone would be pleased. George, what have you done to the looks upset, maybe mad. The little girl's mother didn't look very happy. I think it's time for you to go home now. How surprised and sad George was. Just then the children burst into the kitchen and saw the mess that George had made. "George, what happened?" asked one boy. The other children looked at the shapes George had made with wide eyes. "Wow, George, I've never seen pizza dough like that before," said the little girl, smiling. "Well," said her mother, "if you can help clean this mess up quickly, I suppose you can still stay to make pizza." Well, she's a little bit happier now. They're all working together as a team. The children all helped George clean the kitchen. He was lucky to have so many good friends. As they worked, they talked about the pizza. "I'm going to make pizza that looks like a star," said one little boy. "And I'm going to make one that looks like a house," said the little girl. Oh my goodness, look at, they are all so happy. All of them are smiling. Even Mom. She is not mad anymore. Once the kitchen was clean, the real fun began. All of the children picked out perfect pieces of dough and got to work. They spooned on tomato sauce and sprinkled on cheese. They added lots of vegetables and pepperoni. Ugh, love pepperoni. Oh, look at the pizza. The pizzas looked wonderful. One looked like a rainbow, another like a stop sign, and still another like a balloon. There was even a pizza that looked curiously just like George. "Well, George," said the little girl's mother, "the pizza tastes great, and thanks to you, they look wonderful too." Everyone agreed it was the best pizza anyone had ever seen or tasted. Oh, so good. For the second time that day, George was so happy that he turned flips and stood on his head. Oh my gosh. Of course, it was a little harder to turn flips with so much pizza in his belly. But George didn't mind. It had been a wonderful pizza party. Oh, that was a good book. Let's look here for a second. This is kind of fun. Here's some pictures. I wonder what George had to do first before he made pizza. Did he have to make the dough and then roll it out? And then George had to spread the dough in a circle. And then he had to make the pizza. It was so delicious. That was the best story ever. I loved this book, Curious George and the Pizza Party, about that curious little monkey. Now, our reading is done, right? Reading is done. It's time for some questions. It's almost time to play outside. Yeah, all right. Let's look at our first question. Who was our story about? A monkey or a carrot? What do you think? The monkey or the carrot? Yeah, it was about the monkey. You're right. All right, here's another one. Are you ready for your next question? It's a good one. What was our story about? Was it about making oranges? Or was it about making pizza? Was it about pizza or oranges? What? You're right, it was pizza, because everybody loves pizza. Here we go. Now, here's a little bit trickier one. Where did George make his pizza? Where? Did he make it at the beach? Or did he make it in the kitchen? Yes, he did. He made it in the kitchen. Good job. All right, this is our last question. Why did George get in trouble? And this is one I just want to talk about. Did he get in trouble because he made too much pizza? Or did he get in trouble because he made a mess? Yes, he got in trouble because he made a mess. You are right. So there's a couple different ways you can talk about the books to your friends and family. Everybody loves to know what you're thinking about the stories you've just heard or read. I think sometimes you can say, I liked this book. I didn't like this book. I would say, I liked this book. This book was so funny. George is a great book to read. He has a lot of fun things he does. Yeah. So sometimes when you're reading, it's fun to act it out, or it's also fun just to look and listen. Listening is fun too. Let's see. And here's another good word we can talk about. Make. Yeah, make. M-A-K-E. Make. What did George make? George made pizza. What did George make? Pizza. Nice job. So our last thing I want to remind you about is our word of the week. On. O-N, on. That is our core word of the week. You can put on lots of things. Your jacket, your mittens, your shoes, your socks. You can put them on. You could even tell your parents, put on. Put on. Or if you have a device like an iPad, you might put in your iPad. Put on. Put on. Or you might even use your keyboard to type it out. Put on. Well, guys, this was a blast. I have so much fun reading to you. I miss you every day, and I'm so glad that we can still do this. But our story time is over. Our questions are done. And it's time for Miss Krista to go play outside. I hope your day is fabulous. I'll see you next time. Bye.